Good afternoon, everybody. It is 2:20 p.m. Saturday, November 2nd, 2024. I have a dream to share with you guys. Interesting. I know why I had it too. I think it was prompted from playing A Quiet Place a little bit. Although not quite. It's just... The dream was an apocalypse similar to A Quiet Place. There were these monsters that were overrunning the place, and society had collapsed, or at least mostly. I was with my dad and my sister, or was it my younger sibling? I don't remember. One of my younger siblings, and we were the group of people. Unlike A Quiet Place, you can make noise, but at night you have to be dead quiet. During the day, you're safe to roam around as long as there's during the sunlight, right? It's vampires basically, but not quite. There were these things, gray things similar to Quiet Place, but more humanoid. Nosferatu kind of thing, but not quite. They're feral. They're completely feral. They're just monsters, and we couldn't figure out how to defeat them. They're super strong, and they just wouldn't come out at in the daytime. It was really early on in the quote-unquote apocalypse. There was this, theater we were hiding out in with a bunch of people. And we were trying to figure out how to defeat them, right? There was my dad. He took a risk and he left at some point to go do something to try to figure things out. There was these two scientist people who were trying to figure things out as well, or whatever. My dad, he left the theater, went somewhere nearby, down the street, whatever. And I don't know what he did. I don't know how he figured it out or whatever, but he had this giant sheet of foil. It was as silly as it sounds, it was a Capri Sun, a giant Capri Sun kind of material. The inside, the reflective material, it was cut open. It was just a sheet of this reflective material or whatever. But it wasn't reflective necessarily. It absorbed the sunlight, and it was hot. It was hot. It was hot because we had figured out that fire seemed to have had an effect on these creatures. Not light, but fire, right? They still shied away from light for the most part until eventually figured out that light didn't hurt them. But fire seemed to be more effective, but it wasn't very effective. We couldn't figure it out. And my dad had done whatever with this giant sheet of material that looked reflective, of the inside of a Capri Sun. I don't know why, but that's what I thought. And he had some kind of stick attached to it, either taped to it on the back of it so you can grab it with a stick. It was lengthwise. The whole stick was, it was a sail of sorts, but not quite. He somehow used that against a monster, and I don't know why he thought this. I mean, it just happened, just not important. And he figured out, he came back. I remember finding him, and I walked with him back to the theater, because I found him, and he told me, it is fire. we were right. It is fire, just not regular fire. It's sun fire. Fire from the sun. He didn't quite understand. In his haste, in his panic and everything and excitement, he couldn't figure out how to word things. See, I knew what he was talking about. It was radiation. That is the burn from the sun. That's why they don't like fire, because it burns. But it's not fire they fear. It's the burn. It's burn itself, right? Their cells are unstable. They can't handle UV radiation, and that's why they hide during the day. It's like this because it's sunlight specifically, but like we came back to the theater and we talked about it with the scientists, and one of them we talked about it, and like they were both about to leave. They were getting ready to leave for some reason, and I don't know why they were so stubborn. They wanted to leave, right? But like I asked, we were in my excitement, I was like we figured it out. We figured it out. Oh my gosh, it's sunlight, and like it's like think vampires, right? But like we need to find a way to like capture the sun or something like that, like UV lamps maybe. And the scientists was like maybe, but they're not gonna be powerful enough. And it's like, what if we take like solar panels, right? Solar panels collect sunlight. They collect the energy from it, right? But could we like maybe rewire solar panels to collect a different form of the sunlight and use that? And the scientist was like very like pondering about this. Was like, maybe you might be able to. It wouldn't be that difficult either. Like it would take less energy to absorb, or something along those lines. It wouldn't be as demanding on the solar panels than regular sunlight would be, or something along those lines. But the other scientists, their partner, they didn't want to stay around. They wanted to leave that day. And it was already like near like sunset. It was like the sun was going down and it's getting darker. And I remember I was pleading with them. Me and my dad were both pleading with them to basically just stay one more night until daytime, because we didn't want them dying, because they were very smart, and they were we were hoping that they would be important to solving this, because we wanted to deal with this sooner rather than later, and we didn't know any other scientists that were nearby. In the theater, it was a very small group of people. It was us and some of the people, right? And they had packed a bunch of stuff in the car, and the nice scientist had gotten in the driver's seat, and I don't know where the I say mean, more like the dismissive. I don't know where the dismissive scientist went. They were the one that decided they wanted to leave. I want to say maybe they got in the car somewhere. Maybe they got in a different car. Maybe, I don't remember. But I remember I got in the passenger seat for some reason, and we started driving away. My dad and my sister were walking on the street, and it was getting dark. Like it was like getting like blue, And I was in the passenger seat, and we were driving, and I was talking with the scientist and asking them, "Do you really have to leave?" And they're like, "Yeah, we do. I'm sorry." It's like, "You can't wait until daylight. We don't want you to die." It's like, "We'll be fine." And then I remember they're like, "By the way, can you turn the clutch into gear 1? Because we were driving, but we were in like gear 2 or whatever, and it was messing with the car." It's like, okay. And I grabbed the clutch and clicked the button, because it has a button on it to move it, so it unlocks. And I was like, "Where's gear 1?" It's like, "It's over here." And then I clicked it to gear 1, and there we go. That was it. It's literally the end of the dream. But it was interesting. I found it interesting. For some reason. I don't know why. But like, yeah, so I don't know how to end this. That was it. But it was like really interesting to figure out. I don't know how my dad figured it out. He maybe got lucky. Maybe he had an idea. He probably thought about it. Like he probably knew that they were afraid of light at first, and they weren't anymore. And then noticed they were afraid of fire, and thought about that, and thought about, well, they don't come out at daytime, right? But they do come out when it's foggy or rainy. So something about the sunlight, right? And so he probably used that to kind of deduce what was going on and figured it out, right? I don't know how he's able to capture sunlight in the reflective material and use that against one of them, but he did. but it was really interesting, honestly. Well, I remember, we couldn't go into the theater from the front entrance because, it was dark in there, and I think people believed there was the monsters in there, and so we had to go through into one of the back entrances, the emergency entrances. I was like, "Do you have a key? Do you can get inside?" I don't know why I said key. There's no keyholes, but he had a key, and apparently there's a keyhole, and we used it to get inside, which was interesting. And we ended up right in the theater, whereas it was safe. So yeah. Anyways, I gotta get up, gotta go help my client, and then I gotta get ready for stream. I don't know what we're gonna be doing today. I kind of want to chill. I want to chill. So maybe what I'll do is I'm gonna play this on stream, and I'll play Minecraft or whatever. Anyways, talk to you later. Bye.